There go big brother Alif. Assalamu alaikum. You on mute.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good.
Uh,
I'm waiting on brother James. He said he having a little problem with his internet. I don't know what's going on.
okay.
Welcome.
Well, Islam Umi, you getting on the Zoom?
I'm trying, but something, my computer keeps messing up. I'm getting ready to try another way.
Okay. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Peace. There's a couple of people having internet problems, but I'm gonna let brother Alif open us up in prayer, brother.
Okay, in the name of Allah, beneficent mercy, may Allah strengthen us, bless us in the good things that we're doing. Amen.
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 Even though we waiting on a couple of more people who's going having some challenges going on, um, I want to say that I'm very grateful and thankful to you all and your contributions to this effort. And we have a starting date officially for the canvas will begin on September September the 15th. Wait a minute, whoa. Brother James, what? He said his link is not connecting. How is his link not?
Tell them to try to do it from their phones. That might be easier.
Right.
Mhm. Tell Sophia to try to do it on her phone.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And so we where was I? We're gonna start officially on the 15th. That's the Monday. Um, and we will have this weekend um, to look at the team that we have for the phase one, which would be Newark, East Orange, Orange, Irvington, and Trenton. And then in 2 weeks or so, phase one, two would kick in, and um, that would be either Hillside and Plainfield or Willingboro and Pleasantville. And then after that, the remainder two will kick in. I think the Pleasantville and Willingboro should be the next two. So Stephen, that's why I wanted you to be sure to be a part of this discussion and Brother James when he get on because you guys are going to start bringing up that area of the state and it was very important that we all be in sync. So I think this is going to go very well when we get North Jersey because North Jersey is such a powerhouse um, in terms of Newark, East Orange, Irvington, and Orange and Trenton is going to really be able to really be massive. The other thing is this we have some a couple of things to do. One is I think we're gonna have a good turnout in Trenton. Brother Andrew and Brother Force and Brother Lance is doing a great job in making certain on Friday that we have a good turnout. And Andrew did a very wonderful deed in terms of securing the facility of the church in Trenton that we're going to be in. And then also Sheila Epps was very helpful in Newark, securing the meeting location and it's like on the borderline of Newark and East Orange, which is great because it'll be centrally located for Irvington and Orange and Newark people to come to on Saturday. I think it's going to be a huge body of people in North Jersey. So all of you, if you're available, please come to Trenton on Friday, and also come to Newark if you can. And we can talk about that. I know Stephen Young, you talk about coming up from Atlantic City. So, you can bunk in the room with me and Bishop Hargrove, because that's how we gonna be rolling. Because he's gonna drive back on Saturday after the one in Newark. So maybe you guys can connect on that venture too. James, if you're available on Friday, I don't want you to leave too many clients in your barbershop, but that would be good. Also, James have been contacted by the Mickey Sherrill campaign, because they want to do one of the stops at one of his barbershops down there in South Jersey. And I told him, he called me up on and asked me, should I do it? And I told him absolutely. So that would be beneficial. Now, I want to say this is that this the way this is being set up is that we will be the only black vendor contracted in this effort through the Victory 2025 campaign. And the other thing is that the funding would be a combination of federal matching funds and campaign funds. So there are certain guidelines that we have to portray, and I didn't want to speak on it until it was confirmed, Andrew, when you asked me about flyers and documents with Mickey Sherrill's name on it. Her name would not be on anything that we're going to push. We're going to be pushing for people to come out and vote Democratic and vote for the Democratic Party, but we're not going to be pushing her name. And in order for them to get this, a lot of folks heard about the $1.5 million that the National Democratic Party was contributing to New Jersey. Well, our part of our money will be coming out of those funds. So we have to. There's certain federal guidelines. That's what the attorneys was dealing with, to make certain that we was in compliance. There's certain guidelines that go with receiving those funds. So we will be pushing to get out the vote. It may be a message on there because Cory Booker is a he's a U.S. senator, and that's the federal level. But also they wanted to get, but he declined for us to use him, and that's the other U.S. senator in New Jersey. So Cory Booker is also contributing some money apparently towards this effort. And I told him, I said, listen, we want to get out here and get people out to vote because we're pushing our agenda, and you're supporting our agenda in that alliance. So that is one of the other things that's going to be occurring. And so that information will become forthcoming in the script, as well as on the door knockers for when we knock on doors and individuals are not home and the canvassers are leaving the door knockers. And then the other thing is going to be, I have to say I'm very, very disappointed, because we did two Zoom with Jack Cilarelli, and he talked a good game. He talked a good talk, but his campaign is really have developed in a way that is really offensive to a degree. I mean, out of the things that he's taken on, the issues that he's taken on in terms of this Southern Dixiecrat campaign approach, the strong law and order, and predominantly, I mean, he was on Sean Hannity's show, and I heard it for myself. I mean, I can send it to you guys, and it's some stuff that he said. And I know he really trying to go after that Trump base, but to sell your soul in the process, to me, in terms of that aspect of it. I mean, the whole thing around Chesimar and other things and whatnot is really really disturbing, because I didn't know I didn't know his campaign was going to take that kind of a turn. I don't know if any of you guys been watching any of the stuff that's been developing. If you have, please take a moment and share. But it's going to be one of the things, a factor that's going to happen in this campaign is going to come out in regards to those activities, and as well as Trump. And New Jersey, don't feel, it's an even split, even though some say that, I mean, it did happen. Trump came within 5 points of winning New Jersey, but there was other factors that was contributing to that as it related to New Jersey. So I just want to bring to light what's going on. And so as the first phase of funding that will be released is the federal funding. So there's certain guidelines that we have to follow. So one of the things that I did want to pay the canvassers once a week, is going to switch to a bi-weekly. They have to work 2 weeks and then wait 3 days, business days, before they receive the direct deposit for those 2 weeks pay. So when we start on September the 15th, the first pay, I sent you all a document a little while ago. So if you check your emails, you can see the document that lays out the structure in terms of the organizational structure of the Voices of Organic Black Men in this campaign and in this endeavor. And then it also, myself and Samantha talked earlier, as well as Sheila Montague. We talked about, because I wanted to pick their brains on how we going to track the data from the van system. Brother Akeem, he couldn't make it tonight because he's out right now with Mickey Sherrill campaigning at two fundraising events. But he's provided me with a detailed list of additional canvassers and possible leads in East Orange, and Irvington. The mayor of Irvington has, and sister, some of y'all may know her, Beasley in Irvington, who's the Democratic chairwoman, I guess, in the city of Irvington. She's also sending some possible canvassers. So we're going to do some serious vetting over this weekend, because I want us to have the most effective group of people that are out here to work, to get this job done in a timely fashion. And so therefore, we're going to, on the 15th, we're going to be moving at an accelerated speed, because a lot is going to happen, because this is just phase one. And I'm telling you, phase two is the complete of the other four of the 9 cities to engage in the canvassing. And then we're moving into, and I know Bobik is going to like this, we're moving into early voting, and souls to the polls, and the activities that we plan to establish around soul to the polls, because that's 10 days that we're pulling people out to vote all across the target areas, and those are the target areas particularly for us. And then also we will get ready for GOTV. So things are really going to accelerate, and I want to make certain that you all are very clear in that regards, and so that we could, we will be able to make things occur. So things are going to, and that's why I wanted to, have us on tonight, so that I can give this information to you. You can review the documents that was sent to you today, and it just spells out particularly how we're going to move and shape this. Brother Alif Muhammad we have him on a special project, because he's been an amazing commissioner in Newark Housing Authority. Hey, Brother Forrest, I love seeing you, brother. But he's been an amazing individual in the housing authority. So he's going to be organizing 24 of the Newark housing complexes, which has over 50,000 residents. So he's going to be mobilizing those 24 tenant leaders. We're engaging them, and so we got a lot of things moving parts that's going to take off. And I'm going to be really relying on you all for your expertise, your wisdom, your understanding, and also your patience. But most importantly, we got to be effective. And so therefore, we got a very structured situation, and we really need to move in that structure. So, Brother Steve, you got something you want to say? I can't hear you.
said not at this point. I'll wait till you finish up.
Oh, okay. Sheila, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, not at this time, no.
Okay. Bishop Hargrove.
Okay, thank you. Peace and blessings, everybody. Yeah, brother, we appreciate everything you said. And if we can just keep the big picture in sight, I think we're going to be fine. It's a white America, and we're black men, and we know what we're dealing with. So I think if we stay focused on the big picture of what we're looking to happen for all of our communities over these United States from this grassroots, boots on the ground movement, I think we're going to be fine. But we're going to have to stay focused on the big picture.
Yes. And so I'm gonna let me see. And Samantha is going to be part of being responsible for her and a couple other people that you're going to meet. Some of you, if you're with me on Saturday, you're going to meet them in North Jersey because what's very important is that the data. So whoever you all are field leaders, and so when we talk about those team leads and out there with those canvassers, the key thing is we need to get the right information data from the knocking on doors. So those data sheets gonna come in, and we setting it up so that when we start, we got all of the sheets done. I had a great conversation today after talking to Samantha and Sheila. And so now I told them how I want the van sheets, registered voters sheet taken care of. So those sheets will have, say, like for example, 40 names. 40 names will be per sheet. So every day a canvasser will have two sheets of 80 voters, and so they required a minimum in 1 hour to knock on 20 doors. And so the questionnaire is, I mean, the question that they're gonna ask is gonna be pretty short. And if you look in the package I gave you, I just sort of created a sheet. I think it has 20 or 30 names on it, and it has 4 questions. So they check one of those questions. I just wanted you to get an idea of what that sheet may look like, so that when they turn in those tally sheets, and the tally sheets have to be the name of the canvasser will be printed at the bottom and signed and dated, and the team lead will have to sign it also that they received it, because when those tally sheets come back, not only will they go, the team leads will have to get it to the field organizers, say like Andrew or Lance or Sheila in Newark and Essex and what have you, or if either in South Jersey with you, Stephen. Then those tally sheets will go to the field leads, and the field leads will make certain that I have a process of making certain that they are able to get them to Samantha and whomever is doing the data entry in the van system, so that therefore the second round of lists when they come out will be only on based on the voters who were not at home. So if a voter say no, I'm not going to vote, or if a voter say yes, then those numbers will go into another tally for, so that therefore again when we do early voting, we going right back to the people we've been to. And then when we do early voting for 10 days, or we do GOTV on election day, we going back to the same people. So the people going to see us continuously. And so, and then therefore they're gonna get used to seeing you. So when you knock on the door, boom, you taking them to polls, or we're trying to drive them to the polls. So these metrics will work because not only is that going to be going on, but robocalls going to be going on. Mailers are going to be going on. So they're going to be receiving 7, 8 mailers through this whole process. So now we're looking at the next 60 days, because right now we're in September the 2nd. So in the next 60 days, it's going to be an onslaught. So therefore, we on the ground in our target areas, because all we're going to be worried about is the data on the voters who we are going to knock on the doors. and what we're going to do. Not worrying about what anybody else is doing or what anybody else is saying. It's about what we have to do in terms of reaching these voters and able to pull them out so we victorious on November the 4th at 8:01. So this is going to be very effective, very organized, and very strategic. And so I want to thank each and every one of you. Sister Sophia Sharif will be in charge of payroll. So when we get also every day, if you look into the packages I sent you every day, the canvassers will have to sign in with the team lead and sign out. So if they don't sign out and they just disappear, they're not gonna get paid that day. And if they ain't turned in their tally sheets at the end of every shift, it's going to be a problem when they get paid. So we're going to have to be very forceful in that regards because I'm not trying to pay people for nothing. And so that's why the vetting process this weekend and the people who come, we have to be very selective of them that they're willing to come out and do the work and not just try to maneuver to just get paid because we're not playing that. And so I wanted to just let you know that because that's just this is business. And see the real thing here is we are about an agenda to be so that what we get as black people on the front end and the back end, and we got to hold them to it, and we have to deliver. So all of us on here have a vested interest. No matter what, all of us here have a vested interest, and that's what's going to make it very unique and very powerful. I will be coming. Oh boy, I didn't get Samantha, but I will be coming. When I come on Friday, I have the Voices of Organic Black Men polo shirts for everybody that I was able to get their sizes up. So the order is in. I'll be picking them up tomorrow, and I'll be bringing them with me. I'll be picking them up tomorrow or Thursday morning, and I'll be bringing them with me up to New Jersey on Friday, and because that's when I'm wearing. They black and the emblem and everything. So I'll be, I have mine on when I see you, and I give you yours. So if you're in the meeting on Friday, please wear your shirt. On Saturday, I see you early enough and up at our location in Essex County, and so that you can wear the shirt also because we want the people to know who the organization that's leading this charge. And so once again, we're not concerned about what any of the other groups are doing, anyone else associated with the party. We are all working for the ultimate goal, and that's victory on November the 4th. At this time, I'm open for any questions.
Yes, peace, Brother
Peace.
Steve.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. On the business end of it, because it's a couple of questions. Now, you're saying we're not concentrating on a candidate. We're concentrating on get out the vote, GOTV, for the Democratic Party,
Yes,
period.
yes.
So whatever everybody else doing, whatever candidate they're dealing with, and whatever literature we may have, it will not be saying a candidate, correct?
We would not be saying the candidate because it would violate the federal. It violate the federal aspect. So while we doing like it's like this here for the initial option is that we pushing that because we receiving federal funds. When we shift from federal funds to the other side, we do what we want to do.
When would that shift?
I'll let you know when the shift takes
Okay,
place.
all right.
Because
And the reason why I asked that question,
that shift gonna take place when that deposit hit.
okay,
You
that's my next
understand?
question. You're ahead of me right now. I'm getting to the next question.
Yeah.
The next question.
So the first one, the first hit, we got to stay with the guidelines. When that money is drained out, we're gonna use that money real quick. And then when the other pieces start to come in, then it's gonna be, you'll know. I would. So when I make that switch, you will understand why.
The other question was the economic part of it, and what's the number for the canvassers? Because it depends. That number depends on the quality of people I would be getting for
But
what they're worth.
the canvas is
So that's what I need to know.
$25 an hour, 4 hours a day, Monday to Friday,
And every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks, and the team leads is $30 an hour.
That's my next question.
Yes,
All right, I'm clear.
because we all know that if you go any less than that, that's the quality of service you're gonna get. But if
That's
I
that's
mean,
the business part I was talking about.
yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, I already looked at that and I said, wait, but this ain't gonna work. I mean, because a lot of times, you got companies out here that does professional canvassing, and they will only pay people $15, 12.50 an hour. Well, you gonna get anybody for you ain't gonna get nothing out of that. But if you pay $25 for the canvassers and the team lead, $30, you're gonna get a much better product. And we need the best product for our buck.
Got it. And the other thought I want to end with this is that, and the reason why I ask these questions is the credibility that we may have in our communities. We want to keep that going moving forward with our agenda. So that
Yes, sir.
credibility of what we're doing now has a lot of effect on us moving forward with our credibility that we have in our communities. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Um, I think
Eh,
Steve kind of addressed it. It's Shalom
Hello?
speaking.
Who are you?
Shalom, you hear me, right?
Well, you ain't on you sound muzzled, Slime. Where your pitch at?
But wait a minute. Let me get you off my ear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Salam. Okay, anybody else till he get
Brother,
I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I think Steve kind of addressed that because I know the first phase you said this is going to be like nonpartisan, just you, well,
No, I didn't say
it's not.
nonpartisan.
I mean, nonpartisan. It's basically a campaign to get out the vote or a voting awakening, however you want to call it. But there could be no candidates on it, correct?
No, but the only person who probably be on the literature is Cory Booker. Um,
Just
and
giving people to come out and vote and whatever like that.
right.
Okay, then the second phase, whenever that's going to start, then it'll be the actual candidate,
Well,
or it's going to be
that depends
OA.
on, yes, when we get to that phase in terms of early voting, souls to the polls, and that funding that will be based on the relationship of that funding. You follow what I'm saying? If that funding switches over to the other side, then you have the liberty to push the candidate. I
Okay,
know.
one more quick question because, like in certain cities, I know, like in Hillside, there is a nonpartisan election going on. So there's like 5, 6 people running for mayor, but they're all Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Plainfield is primarily Maps is running, but there's no independent, just him and the Republican running. So I mean, campaigns like that, it will just say because I don't know if the campaign endorsed anybody in Hillside, for instance. And there's 5 different people, Democrats, that are running in that race, or 4 people, I think. So would that? I mean, I don't know if we need to worry about it in the sense that, but her material will be a material just for her, correct?
Repeat that again.
Or the the material, like again in Hillside, it may not be like that in other cities, but in Hillside they have a basically a nonpartisan election going on. There's like 4 people running for mayor in Hillside this year, right? So when it comes out to Mickey Sherrill information, I don't know if they endorse one of those individuals. I know we talked about this before or not. Um, but the material that we'll be given is the material that coming from her campaign, basically with her name on it, correct?
Yes, we're not touching any other candidates. It's just strictly either it's going to be the one with Booker on one instance, and if it's the other money, it's just going to strictly be on her. We're not indulging in any of that. Our focus is strictly, no matter where we are, our target data. So we already know who we're hitting in each city and each ward. And that's what we would concentrate on completely, even with early voting and on election day GOTV. So everything with our data is consistent on the people who we are touching. The only person who has a different type of orbit will be Alif Muhammad in public housing because those tenant leaders have a greater advantage of able to pull out most of their residents. So that's a different endeavor that falls on Alif Muhammad and his orbit. Other than that, we just strictly sticking to the data. That's the numbers of the people who we are targeting, and that's how it's going to proceed.
As Brother Steve, I just want to rewind a little bit. You mentioned Booker, right? This first phase is get out the vote will have his information on it and his name.
It would have
Was that correct?
it has his name and picture probably on in regards to the issue of getting out to vote Democrat, not getting out to just getting out to vote, but getting out to vote Democrat, and it'll be some type of other comment per se, maybe even surrounding Trump and what have you. So,
We got. I want to talk to you a little more about that because Booker ain't that much of a favorite look in this area, and we
That's
need to.
right.
I just want to be straight with that. If we're gonna do Democrat, we're gonna be do Democrat. But his literature out here, and we haven't seen his face. You know what I mean?
yeah, the
I
problem
just got to caution that because of credibility, like I said.
I understand that too. There was issues of trying to get the other U.S. senator, but he didn't want to do it. And so, in order to receive these federal funds, that's part of the attachment for the federal funds. So that's the piece that came with it from the party. So I'm just giving it to you, and I have I can understand that because that was a conversation and the way it was given to me. It was like how would this work? And I even asked, is there anybody else other than Booker that we can use? Because I know how people feel, and so therefore there's no other statewide federal a candidate that's on a federal level as a U.S. senator. You follow what I'm saying? So that's something to look at. But we will get over that bridge as we go on. We all know how to be creative in terms of talking to the people, and that is something that we can look at doing.
Hi, this is Eliana Connie. I am Emmanuel's wife. I just wanted to take a moment and thank everyone for coming on the call and also be willing to work with the team and the Voices of Organic Black Men. I want to encourage everyone who brings people onto the team to please be mindful that we run a tight ship. We do run a business, and those people who you include on this team, I ask that you please ask them to please be present at the meetings so that they can get the necessary information that's going to be distributed and that we all can be on the same page because we want to be of one mind and one sound. We want to all be speaking the same thing. And so it's going to be important for everybody that's going to be working along with us to be at these meetings so that everybody can be clear and all questions can be answered. So once again, I want to thank you on behalf of my husband, the Voices of Organic Black Men, and those women who are in support of them. I want to thank you all for participating in this effort, and we look forward to bringing home the win and bringing home victory. Thank you.
Now, Sister Eliana will be in charge of communication and all troubleshooting issues so that information will go to her. And that's why I sent the chart so everybody can see how everything is going to flow and the structure, because it's very important that we know what everybody's role is so that we'll know how to push the information and how to make things work, because a lot of stuff is going to happen. And I mean, just like with the brothers in Trenton, Bobbick and Andrew Bobbick and Lance, was on. I mean, they was on a couple of times with me today, maybe 3 or 4 times a day on various issues that's developing in the local area, because people, there's so many moving parts. So now they're like, well, what are they doing? How do they do this? Where did they get their money from? Who's a part of it? Well, that's none of your business. We gonna do what we doing and we coming. And whether you like it or not, you're not gonna control it. You're not gonna be able to. We gonna do what we supposed to do. So those brothers was holding their ground today. I mean, they was really holding their ground in terms of what's about to happen. And I'm very proud that we got some real good soldiers, both male and females, a part of this operation. And Sheila's gonna hold down. She gonna hold down Newark. She gonna hold down Newark. And she's gonna do a fantastic job, and she's gonna demonstrate her skills as well as Alif Muhammad. It's just that having this kind of body is very, very important. Stephen talked to me about after the article came out in the Bergen Records / USA Today that I did the rebuttal on, and people were just giving him, his phone was ringing all day and what have you in response to that. So we are really set. I know tomorrow in Newark, Mayor Ras Baraka is endorsing Mickey Sherrill, so they're gonna have a big old thing at the church on I think it's on Springfield Avenue, Metropolitan. I think it's at Metropolitan Baptist Church. But the fact is, I was asked, was I going to be there? I said, no, I'm not coming to town until Friday. I'm focused on what we have to do. I'm focused on what we have to do and not worrying about what anybody else is doing. And the other thing is, I want to make certain that my people are fed and paid. I want to make certain that my people are fed and paid. I want to make certain that you all are fed and paid and taken care of. That is what we have to be about. Because if I help you take care of yourself, then you're gonna help us take care of this business, and we all gonna be all right. Because understand, we ain't just working for the now, we working for the future too. And y'all know how we've been about this, and we ain't been speaking, cross-sided on the front end and back end. And we're gonna be consistent about that. And I'm telling you, they ain't gonna be denying us in our existence, because we're going to show, and it's going to be evident through the actions that we demonstrate over the next 60 days. Anybody else? James, you got something you want to say?
I'm just looking forward to getting this thing going. I'm excited.
Amir?
Bro, I'm just looking forward to these programs. I want to get this win in for our people, and I want to get these programs implemented for the children and the adults to be able to transition into this new monetary system, so we'll be least amount of black and in our community left behind. I want that. I want this from a governor. They need to make sure our people are properly educated, because they know exactly what's happening on Wall Street, because their pocketbooks are reflecting it.
Right. Samantha, anything? I can't hear you.
No.
Okay. Lance?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, well, first of all, thanks for your leadership, number one. And two, we all are probably going to start getting phone calls about what's going on, who's involved, looking for names, looking for phone numbers of who they need to contact from the Democratic Party. And we just got to be mindful and use common sense and just, not give out that information until you instruct us otherwise. So, however you want to deal with that
Well,
and putting that message out to everybody on the call.
I commend you for your discipline early today in that regards. And when you was getting calls, you wanted to know how we should handle this, and I think that you handled it very well. And I'm very grateful to you for that, because we can't be distracted in how we're going to move forward, and we got to be very organized. We got to be very disciplined, and we got to protect our agenda. We have to protect what we're doing. And so I'm happy to know that I got a bunch of fighters on here, of individuals who can hold their own. And that's what's important. People they haven't seen nothing like this before. And we're going to come. And I'm saying that because of the organic mind that we have and our connection to the roots of our problems in our community and how we have overcome those many adversities. All of us have stories that are very compelling. And so the unique thing is that God is bringing us all together, regardless of our belief systems, and understanding and to seek and do good for our people and our communities. And that's what we're about. And that's what we're going to continue to fight about. I mean, we're not going to shy away for what we are about. And so therefore, we're building an alliance. And with those who are willing to build an alliance with us and our agenda, and therefore we're going to move it forward. So I think, Lance, what you demonstrated today was that kind of leadership that we need to have, and that's the drive that we got to keep the people who are coming out here to work. These canvases, these team leads, that is the drive, and we got to keep feeding them that kind of insight and intellect so that we can get the results that we're working to get. And I thank you for that. Sheila, do you have anything?
No, I just wanted to reiterate what was said earlier about the association of Cory Booker, and so that you understand, even in Newark, there's a substantial base that right now his credibility is like extremely low in the community. Really, really, it's really bad. And I just want you, to make sure that you consider that as we move forward. And I trust that you will make whatever decisions that is best for our collaborative group, and we'll move forward in that vein.
Right. Andrew?
No, I think everything. I'd like to say congratulations to everybody that's on here. This is the first time I have in the 30-something years of working in politics, working for a lot of Congress and senators, that most of our Black cities in New Jersey, we are all hooked up together. So I don't want this to be the last time we all meet, because we still have work to do. And I like to see us from Atlantic City all the way up to Newark, that we could come in as the grassroots people, not the ones that are in office, the ones that forget the grassroots people, which I see all the time. We are the powerful ones that hit the streets. Majority of us right now, I think, on here can go in any part of your city, in the project or on the streets, where the gang members at streets, we can all talk to them. They'll reach out to us first before they reach out to politicians. And I know one thing, politicians have to come with us to get to where they need to go. I've seen it all my life.
Right.
So that's the good part that I love about what I'm looking at, what I'm listening to. And I found the new family.
Oh, well, see, this is the unique thing. Each and every one of you, you've been working in the community. You've been doing it. And the people know your spirit. That's why we have this unique body, because this body represents the voices, organic voices that can reach those in the community that do not turn out and vote in these elections, that feel off by these misleaders or these present individuals or these gatekeepers that continue to try to hinder the resources for coming into our community. And that's one of the things that we express both to Mickey Sherrill and to Dr. Dale Caldwell during our Zoom conversation, and letting them know what our agenda is about and the purpose of this. So we feel good about this alliance that's forming, but we also are always watchful, because we want you to treat us the way we should be treated, and we're not going to settle for any other kind of treatment. And so people have to understand that when they come at us, you got to come correct, because if we can read and see if it's flaky. You understand what I'm saying? And then that's going to turn into another kind of spirit, and I'm not trying to have that. But if you do it, then I'm gonna let you know that ain't gonna work for us, because you got to be right, and you got to respect us. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
100%.
And so I want to say that. Alif, did you have something you want to say?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. Anybody else? If all minds is clear.
It's good to see my little sister Sheila here.
And so this is we have a couple of people I don't know where Umi Sharif went, but we got some real good people on here, and when we and when we get, I mean, it's gonna be. We're gonna make sure we send out the videos and pictures from Trenton and in Essex on Saturday, so you can see what's about the and it's going to be a movement. This is going to be a movement. I don't know if people, Brother Force, you have something you want to add? Brother Force. Brother Force. You have something you want to add?
No. I'm I'm gonna call you later on, but I like what I hear. Let's keep the movement. I like what I hear.
Okay.
And trying to get that money. Go ahead, Force. Get that money.
That's right. Get up on the clock. I'm on the clock. Yeah. I'm on the clock.
Get that money, brother.
I'm on the clock, but I'm gonna call you, Shy, when I get out.
Brother Force heads a statewide union in New Jersey of manpower of 25,000 members.
Yeah.
5,000 members all throughout New Jersey. And so that's a big, huge man force. And he making it also available to us. So I feel good about that too.
Yeah, you have a good turnout on Friday. Real good turnout.
What about Saturday?
The East Orange, I got a few people up there that they contact you. Now I got to touch base with them though.
All right.
To see what they rounded up. But I know initially I rounded up. It's gonna be a good turnout set Friday here in Trenton.
Okay. Well, we need a good turnout up in New Jersey, up north, because that's the powerhouse.
All right, working on it. Yeah.
Okay, but Bishop Hargrove, can you close us out in prayer?
Most holy, everlasting, and almighty God, we come before thy divine presence once again to say thank you. Thank you for what our eyes have seen, our ears have heard, and our hearts have felt. Bless us to move in unity, togetherness, harmony, and agreement. In the name of our God, we pray. Amen.
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 All right, everybody. Love
Peace
y'all.
and blessings,
Peace and
everybody.
blessings. See you Friday and Saturday. All right.
All right.
Sounds
See you.
good.